country, Uganda, the Pearl of Africa, under such an important theme, deepening cooperation for shared global affluence. I bring the message of peace from the birthplace of Gautam Buddha for the success of this summit at a time when peace is much needed element for shared prosperity. Let me first extend my heartfelt congratulations to Mr. Chairman on assuming the great responsibility of steering our historic movement under your dynamic leadership. I am confident that NAM will achieve newer heights of strength, solidarity, and cooperation. I also express my sincere gratitude to the government and the people of the Republic of Uganda for the warm welcome and generous hospitality extended to us since our arrival to this beautiful city of Kampala. I join fellow leaders in acknowledging the commendable work of the outgoing chair, the Republic of Azerbaijan, for successfully hosting the 18th NAM Summit and advancing the movement despite the challenges posed by COVID-19 pandemic. Mr. Chairman, NAM has come to a long way since 1955 when the Bandung Afro-Asian Conference was held and the seed of NAM was sown. The movement has been instrumental in achieving political independence, freedom, decolonization, and sovereignty for many countries in the world. It has remained a beacon of hope for our dignity, pride, solidarity, and cooperation. Though the movement has continued to struggle for a just, equitable, inclusive, peaceful, and prosperous world order, today's world is full of injustice, inequality, division, discord, and exclusion. Moreover, protectionism, violent extremism, and war and conflict are on the rise. Likewise, military expenditure and the arms race are soaring. Since the last summit, enormous challenges befell humanity with the death, deprivation, displacement, and destitution of millions of people due to COVID-19 pandemic, among others. Indeed, post-pandemic recovery has remained slow, skewed, and uneven, hitting hardest the poorest and weakest segment of society. This is further exacerbated by the triple planetary crisis. Similarly, the attainment of sustainable development goals, which are critical to our people in ushering in an era of hope, dignity, and decent life, seems mission impossible. Likewise, the global financial architecture must be reformed to enable countries in a special situation to secure finance in achieving their development vision and goals. To provide development justice to these countries, the developed countries must fulfill their financing commitment without delay. Similarly, international trade must be just, fair, and inclusive, which benefits the bottom billions. Globalization, as we believe, has not lifted all boats uniformly. Rather, it has increased income disparities and concentration of wealth in the hands of few countries. Global North must understand that it is not only unethical and immoral, but is also unsustainable to leave half of humanity excluded from the journey of prosperity. NAM must stress on the economic development and prosperity of its members through the timely achievement of 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and other internationally agreed development goals. To overcome the resource deficit, along with North-South and triangular cooperation, we should also enhance South-South cooperation, as many fellow NAM members have made significant progress both in socio-economic development as well as technological advancement. Similarly, NAM should accord high priority to addressing the institutional and capacity constraints being faced by developing and least developed countries on science, technology and innovation, which have become a game changer in today's world. NAM should play a greater role in reforming the United Nations. Our multilateral institutions should be inclusive, transparent and democratic to ensure enduring peace and shared prosperity. NAM must take the lead to address common and contemporary challenge we are facing. Mr. Chairman, the history of human civilization has abundantly taught us that it is only the cooperation through which humanity can achieve greater and better. NAM itself stands for deepening solidarity, fraternity and cooperation. We must strive to achieve shared affluence through stronger collaboration among ourselves. Prosperity cannot be the privilege of a few. It must be for everyone and every country. We must create a level playing field within and among the community of nations so that global affluence will be shared as equitably as possible. The consequence of old and new conflicts have engulfed not only the region but also the entire world, particularly the global south. This is the high time that we find an enduring solution for peace and security through political dialogue and diplomacy with respect and dignity for all. As the most representative organization after the United Nations, the movement must play a defining role in establishing a just, equitable and prosperous world for security, stability and prosperity. NAM's timeless values and principles have remained sacrosanct to us and adherence to which has been guiding us to achieve a peaceful, harmonious and prosperous world. Mr. Chairman, Nepal pursues an independent, objective, balanced and non-aligned foreign policy. Our foreign policy is based on sovereign equality, mutual respect, mutual benefit and peaceful settlement of disputes. Principles of non-alignment constitute one of the fundamental tenets of Nepal's foreign policy. Nepal believes in the eternal truth of peaceful coexistence as taught by the icon of peace, Gautam Buddha. Likewise, unity in diversity and Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, meaning the world is one family, have been the way of our daily lives. These values are deeply rooted in our socio-cultural ethos since time immemorial. As a peace-loving nation, Nepal deplores all kinds of conflicts and geopolitical rivalries in the world. The conflict situation in Ukraine and Gaza is deeply distressing. Nepal looks forward to seeing a peace and stability in the Middle East with a two-state solution for Israel and Palestine, living side by side in peace and security within secure and recognized international border based on relevant United Nations resolutions. At home, Nepal is close to concluding its unique, nationally owned and homegrown peace process. We are determined to secure enduring peace through resolving transitional justice once and for all. As a leader who emerged from conflict, I believe that peace is possible and so is addressing historical, socio-cultural and economic injustice both within nation and globally, provided our strong faith and willingness. As a graduating LDC, Nepal is facing multitude of challenges in her development efforts. As the chair of LDC, I call upon the international community for an enhanced level of cooperation to support the LDCs in letters and spirit of cooperation to get them out of the vicious cycle of poverty and to drive them to the path of prosperity. Mr. Chairman, coming from a mountainous country, I must say something about the mountains amidst this august gathering here. Mountains are the home of 15% of the global population and 50% of Earth's biodiversity. These mountains offer global service to all living beings, but they are suffering tremendously. Nepal has been advocating for the protection of mountains, biodiversity and mountains ecosystem and people living therein. We have witnessed the disastrous impact of climate change on the Himalayas in the form of receding glacier at an alarming rate and the untold misery it would bring to the lives and livelihood of billions. Protecting the mountain ecosystem, mountain civilization and biodiversity is in our shared interest. For this, I call upon fellow NAM members to support our call, the call of the Himalayas. To conclude, Mr. Chairman, let us reaffirm our commitment to the values and principle of non-alignment and avoid any double standard amongst ourselves. Let's work together with utmost sincerity, harmony, solidarity and cooperation for our shared affluence. Let us reinvigorate NAM to make it a force to be reckoned with, to build a just, equitable, peaceful, sustainable and prosperous world, leaving no one behind. Finally, I appreciate the fruitful deliberation and adoption of final document and Kampala Declaration produced by the ministerial meeting. Thank you for your attention. Thank you very much.